Some scandals roar through Hollywood like earthquakes, others hide in the shadows, quietly destroying careers while the world barely notices. These are the controversies no one expected, the ones powerful people hoped you'd forget. He knew exactly how old I was and still didn't care. What he did felt predatory, terrifying, and completely unacceptable, yet somehow, it barely made a ripple in the news cycle. Welcome to a new chapter of hidden Hollywood turmoil, where shocking allegations unfold behind the scenes while the world looks the other way. The story begins with on-set tension between Kevin and Wes Bentley, but the real chaos centers on Mike Smith, best known as Bubbles from the Canadian cult series Trailer Park Boys. Smith is now facing serious, real-life accusations that pull him far from the show's comedic image. According to Halifax Regional Police, he was charged with sexual assault on October 2, 2025, tied to an incident reported from December 2017 in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Court documents confirm that Smith has been ordered to avoid contact with the unnamed complainant, whose identity remains protected under a publication ban. As authorities stress that public figures receive no special treatment, Trailer Park Boys Incorporated announced that Smith has stepped down as managing director while the case unfolds, an unexpected development that has stayed mostly under the radar outside Canadian media. This isn't even his first troubling accusation. In 2016, he faced a battery charge in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Hollywood saw another disturbing moment in 2025 when Cobra Kai star Martin Kove allegedly bit his co-star Alicia Hannah Kim during a fan convention. Kim approached him with a simple tap on the shoulder, but Kove reportedly grabbed her arm and bit down hard enough to nearly break the skin. He later claimed it was playful, but Kim and many observers called it deeply inappropriate. She filed a police report, though she ultimately chose not to press charges. Strangely, the second workplace complaint against Kove to slip quietly past public attention after another case in 2024. The pattern continued when David Del Rio was abruptly fired from CBS's Matlock after being accused of indecently assaulting his co-star Leah Lewis. He was immediately escorted off the studio lot following an internal investigation. While his wife briefly lashed out at Lewis online before deleting her posts, the network confirmed Del Rio's removal and announced that his character would be erased from future episodes. Yet, unlike other major #MeToo-era dismissals, public reaction remained surprisingly muted. And then came Brock Lesnar's controversial return to the WWE, a comeback that split fans sharply, especially as it arrived during the fallout from disturbing allegations and hush-money scandals surrounding then-executive chairman Vince McMahon. Across television, wrestling, and film, these cases reveal a troubling pattern: serious accusations overshadowed by louder scandals, powerful figures slipping through the cracks, and victims whose voices never received the attention they deserved. He knew my age, and he didn't care, and that single truth is what makes the entire story so predatory, terrifying, and unacceptable. In a news cycle overflowing with scandals, some controversies quietly slip under the radar, yet their impact is no less disturbing. Mike Smith, famous for playing the eccentric Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys, is now facing serious real-life allegations that paint a far darker picture than the character fans adored. Charged with sexual assault by Halifax Regional Police on October 2, 2025, tied to an incident dating back to 2017, Smith has been ordered to avoid contact with the complainant, whose identity remains sealed under a publication ban. The studio confirmed he stepped away from his leadership role as the legal storm unfolds, a dramatic downfall largely unnoticed outside Canadian media. This isn't his first troubling accusation either. In 2016 he faced a battery charge in Los Angeles, raising long-standing questions about his behavior. And while Smith's case simmered, another Hollywood shockwave broke when Cobra Kai star Martin Kove allegedly bit his co-star Alicia Hannah Kim at a fan convention, hard enough to nearly draw blood after she simply tapped him on the shoulder. Kove claimed it was playful, but the actress called it deeply inappropriate and disturbing, even filing a police report before ultimately declining to press charges. The incident followed a 2024 workplace complaint that had already put Kove under scrutiny. Then came the chaos on the set of Matlock, where actor David Del Rio was fired immediately after being accused of indecently assaulting his co-star Leah Lewis. Security escorted him off the studio lot, while his wife attacked Lewis online before deleting her posts. The firing made headlines, yet public reaction remained strangely muted compared to past #MeToo-era scandals. And as the wrestling world tried to move forward, Brock Lesnar's 2025 WWE return sparked fierce debate. His comeback arrived just as explosive allegations hit former chairman Vince McMahon, accusations involving coercion, hush money, and even claims that he shared explicit images of a former employee and attempted to arrange sexual encounters between her and top wrestlers, including Lesnar. Brock was not accused of wrongdoing, yet his longtime loyalty to McMahon reignited criticism of WWE's culture of silence and unchecked power. The pattern continued when Mad Men actress Zosha Mamet shocked fans by revealing the emotional abuse she endured on set. In her memoir, she described being berated by a showrunner for nearly 30 minutes in front of the entire cast and crew, an incident she called humiliating, scarring, and career-altering. Though she never named him directly, multiple outlets identified Matthew Weiner as the showrunner involved, echoing earlier claims from another former writer who said Weiner told her she owed it to him to let him see her naked. When he finally addressed the accusations publicly, Weiner denied them outright, but the lack of mainstream coverage only raised more questions about who Hollywood chooses to protect, and why these stories keep disappearing into the background while the victims continue carrying the weight alone. In 2025, the K-pop world was shaken when NCT member Taeil was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to indecent assault, a case that revealed shocking details the public never expected. According to the Seoul Central District Court, Taeil and 2 accomplices, identified only as Lee and Hong, assaulted an intoxicated tourist they had met at a Seoul bar in 2024. The court not only handed down prison time but also ordered Taeil to complete a mandatory treatment program and imposed a 5-year ban on working with minors, a penalty reflecting the gravity of the offense. SM Entertainment quickly cut ties with him, removing him from NCT altogether, a stunning move in the tightly controlled world of K-pop. And yet, despite K-pop's global dominance, despite millions of fans around the world, the scandal barely made a ripple outside fan communities, overshadowed by louder Hollywood controversies and political news. Meanwhile, in Hollywood, another storm was brewing around legendary actor Kevin Costner, whose polished reputation took a major hit when a stuntwoman filed a lawsuit accusing him of indecent assault during an unscripted scene on the set of Horizon 2. According to the complaint, the scene in question was not part of the script, and the actress claimed she was put under pressure to perform it without proper consent or safety protocols, rules designed specifically to protect performers in intimate or vulnerable moments. The lawsuit reignited conversations about the industry's long-standing abuses of power, especially on sets where big-name actors can exert enormous influence. Combined with earlier reports accusing Costner of hostile and combative behavior during the production of Yellowstone, the allegations painted a troubling picture that many believed deserved far more attention than it received. From on-set confrontations to unsettling allegations that never received the uproar they deserved, 2025 has revealed a string of controversies that expose just how deeply silence, power, and privilege still shape Hollywood, sports, music, and global entertainment. What began as a small report about Kevin Costner allegedly clashing with Wes Bentley over a rewritten Horizon 2 scene spiraled into accusations of misconduct, claims of violated protocols, and new scrutiny of Costner's behavior on Yellowstone, yet the story never truly went mainstream. At the same time, Netflix's Untold, The Fall of Favre dragged Brett Favre's long trail of scandals, explicit messages to a Jets employee, misuse of Mississippi welfare funds, and years of questionable decisions back into the spotlight, only for the conversation to fade almost instantly as fans clung tightly to their hero. Meanwhile, Tyler Perry, one of Hollywood's most powerful moguls, was hit with a staggering $260 million lawsuit from actor Derek Dixon, who described an atmosphere of coercion, manipulation, and emotional pressure while working on the Oval, even providing screenshots of alleged conversations, yet public reaction remained shockingly quiet. In a different corner of the entertainment world, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's ongoing legal war exposed new emotional wounds, claims of forced NDAs, and unresolved battles over Chateau Miraval, but even their decade-long saga barely cracked the news cycle despite Jolie calling the aftermath painful and traumatic for her and their children. Across all these cases, the theme is the same: massive allegations, major stars, career-defining controversies, and barely a fraction of the attention you'd expect. These stories show that sometimes the biggest scandals aren't the ones trending online, they're the ones nobody wants to talk about. In a Hollywood landscape already drowning in scandals, one story keeps slipping through the cracks, and that's exactly why it's so alarming. Multiple misconduct allegations have recently surged against Oscar-winning actor Jared Leto, with 9 women, including models, performers, and minors at the time of their encounters, accusing him of harassment, coercive behavior, and disturbing boundary crossing that left lasting emotional damage. For years, whispers circulated online claiming, "You're not really in LA," until Jared Leto tries to force himself on you backstage in a kilt and a snow hat, but the latest wave of accusations has painted a far darker picture. One woman recounted that she was only 17 when Leto allegedly cornered her. She said he knew her age and didn't care, calling his behavior predatory, terrifying, and unacceptable. Leto has denied all accusations, calling them false, defamatory, and part of a coordinated attack, and no formal legal charges have been filed, a detail many critics believe has helped the actor maintain an untarnished public presence. Meanwhile, despite the growing number of allegations and increasing public unease, Leto continues booking major roles, with big-budget projects like Tron, Ares still moving forward as if nothing has happened. The silence surrounding these claims has sparked outrage among viewers who wonder why the industry and the media seem determined to look the other way when the accusations involve someone with Leto's stature. Which of these resurfaced controversies had you never heard of before? Let us know in the comments below.